And at fast, how to how to how can somebody take a country from crap to the most industrious country in like 20 years? Huh? What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy Proclaim True, and we back at it again. Hey man, I hope everybody been safe out that mud, man. You know what I mean? Hope everybody taking care of themselves, and most of all, I hope everybody thriving. You feel me? Yeah, it's 2021, man, and I hope y'all been vigilant and paying attention to everything that's been going on over the past couple of weeks. All right, so me, me personally, I've been trying to chill. Just chill. Everybody's innocent. I give people the benefit of the doubt. You're innocent until you give me a reason um, to think otherwise. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So, if you guys been paying attention, um, with this whole COVID thing, this whole pandemic, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, whatever. This whole CV, or whatever you want to call it, man. It's real, whatever it is. It's real. I don't know the origins of it, but sources say it wasn't man-made, but you can, you know, deduce the facts and kind of, you know, put two and two together and make your own analysis, I guess. But anyway, what I wanted to make this video for was in regards to the vaccinations. Okay, the vaccinations. So my biggest thing regarding this, and if any of you guys out there, you're like a biotech guy, microbiologist, biochemist, molecular engineer, any kind of genetic engineer. If you can speak this lingo that I'm speaking, that I know of, if you really know that kind of stuff on a molecular level, then let me know. So, and with that being said, I'm gonna say this. If you can speak that lingo, and please answer this question. I'm eager to hear what you have to say to this question. So, answer this question, and then I propose like a thesis or whatever. If there's diseases out there, and our immune system is able to build immunity to certain diseases, why don't we explore the option of simply allowing our vessels to build up an immunity towards this pandemic, like we did everything else, or majority of other diseases? Everybody doesn't get the flu vaccine. Everybody doesn't get the smallpox vaccine. This is really a Western thing, but you go anywhere else in the world, it's very seldom. You know what I mean? It's very seldom. But here in the Western culture, we get a lot of vaccines with like school, blah 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 blah. But what I'm saying is, if COVID has a lethality rate lower than 70%, why don't we explore the option of, the sooner everybody get it and continue to live with it, the more your body will learn how to cope with it. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty at all, but we will adapt. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that is the best way. I'm just saying, why don't we hear that being sought as an option? I heard one person say, and he was a scientist, I asked him, and he had a pretty good reply. He said, because of the, it's so the infection rate, it might have the highest infection rate of any disease that we have seen. And unlike other infectious rate where it infects a small population, this disease has infected almost like a global population. So even if it had a lethality rate of 1%, because it infected exponential, an exponential amount of people, the death toll will be that much more. So I guess when we look at it from that point of view, is it an issue of a lack of resources, like logistics? Is it an issue of we don't want our hospitals to be filled to capacity, or our morgues filled to capacity? We just don't want to deal with this many dead people. I don't know. Or is it that we just want people to get these vaccines? It's not gonna be pretty either way you look. It's already not pretty, because I just don't hear anybody trying to figure out if people are immune to it or can build up a long immunity to it. It almost seems like there's an agenda only to explore this vaccination option, which I understand, but people should have a choice, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. So if there's any scientists out there that can, kind of speak to that question that I just proposed, then please let me know. All right. So what I really want to say in this video, guys, is, all right, so we're at a time now where we have to watch every decision being made. If there's a decision being made for the greater conglomerate of people, we have to be aware. We have to make logical decisions, especially right now. And I say that because if you look at these COVID vaccines, they are using they use messenger RNA, mRNA, to replicate, I guess, a specific genome of the original virus in order to have a desired effect without your body, quote unquote, having the adverse effects that it would have if you had the original virus, the synthetic virus, because it's only replicating a certain percentage of that other virus. It still gives your body the chance to produce the immune response, to produce those antigens to fight out the virus, and not really fight out the virus. Yes, to fight out the virus, but to enable your body to live with the virus. Pretty much doing without you. If you never had COVID, you shouldn't have those extreme symptoms to reach that point of immunity as you would if you were to get the virus the original way. So here's the kicker. Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Because there's people get passionate about this. There's people that don't want the vaccine, and there's people that want the vaccine. And if there's to be a civil war, I guarantee you this is what it's not going to be over race. It's not going to be over rich versus poor. It's going to be over vaccinated versus vaccinated. And if you guys can't see where this is headed, you know what I mean? And if it ever comes to the point where we say, hey, everybody has to get vaccinated, then we're in trouble. Because if we can get to the point to where everybody has to manipulate or take something to manipulate their natural bodies, then it's gonna become a game of, it always has been, but it's gonna be a blatant game of genetics. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a game of genetics. And if we look at, the Bible, when, Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, God gave Satan a prophecy. He was like, she's gonna have a seed. He shall bruise your head and stump it, but you will bruise his heel. Basically saying that You know, whatever seed is going to come from. This seed that is going to come from Eve is going to destroy you. And ever since then, there's been a war of bloodlines to contaminate the bloodline of the Savior. And that's when the Watchers came in. You know, it was Satan orchestrated a way to like try to corrupt that bloodline, but that bloodline was preserved, and you know, Yeshua was able to come through and be an atonement for mankind's sin. On the contrary, there's an alternative bloodline that also survived, you know what I mean? And it still is on, you know, it still survives to this day. And it's considered bloodlines of royalty, you know what I mean? What mankind would call bloodlines of royalty. And that's when you get into like, you know, the blue bloods and all of that stuff. But I say that to say this. Guys, do you know what was going on during World War II? Like, World War II, history is written by the victors. All right? It's a lot of that was going on in World War II that people don't tell you. Hitler was quote unquote, he was obsessed with the occult. And occult, I mean myself, I'm guilty I'm guilty of it as well. Occult, we give things that, you know, that don't match with our religious views, we're quick to call it occultic, you know what I mean? Or our spiritual beliefs, we call it occultic. But anyways, Hitler was a very spiritual person, not praising him or anything. Just looking at facts. How can somebody take a country from crap to the most industrious country in like 20 years? But anyway, apart from that, I just wanted, you know, he was obsessed with eugenics, like DNA, to the point where it became, you know, he was trying to produce this master race, master bloodline. We all know the story of the Aryans. It was said that he was in communication with, you know, these angelic type beings or whatever, and he wanted to reach that state, and he was trying to do it genetically. So he was looking for people, you know, with the genes and blah 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 blah. So I say that to say this, guys. We do, because of saying we do have kids that's born with birth defects, etc., etc. We do have certain races that's more, you know, prone to certain diseases, hypertension, certain diseases, hypertension, so on and so forth. So once we start saying, once we just take it to the DNA level, guys, let's just keep it simple. Once we start getting to like the molecular level, synthetic stuff, DNA, genomes, we get into a whole game of ethics. And it gets to, you give them, if you give them this much, if you give them an inch now, they'll take a mile later. Say, hey, we need to get rid of these people because these people are the only ones that still carrying this trait for, you know, this, or these people are carrying this trait for that. We should euthanize these people because of this. And guys, that's what I'm saying. So you have to be careful. I understand like all the passions about, oh, like the greater good, this and that, blah blah blah, this and that, this and that. There has never been a point in time where more than half the people on this earth were, you know, vaccinated. Yet we survived all this time. You know what I mean? The human race will always go on until the end of time, until Judgment Day. So don't feed into this fear. Don't feed into this fear at all. Don't feed into this propaganda. Follow the money. Follow the money. And that's about as much as I'm going to say there. Yeah. A lot of information out there, guys. You got to be able to like, you know, discern it for yourself. Like me, yeah, I'll probably get the vaccine, but not right now. You know, I do think the mark of the beast will be in the form of vaccine, but I don't think this is it. We got to understand that things got to play out, guys. A lot of things got to play out. Like I had the coronavirus twice. I'm pretty sure, pretty 99.9% sure that I'm immune to it because I've been around people that tested positive, and then I would, you know, get a test the next day, and the test come back negative. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have symptoms, but I could tell my body, my immune system was doing its job. I would wake up, with phlegm in my throat and spit it out. And I could tell that it was like, you could look at the color and tell like if there's something trying to infiltrate your immune system, or if your immune system's putting off more waste than usual. So I'm a firm believer that our God-given vessels can fight off anything that tries to infiltrate if we give it a chance, and if we, take proper care and give it the best odds, and conditions for it to do, its job to the best ability. Meaning, we don't drink alcohol, we don't eat crap food all the time. We just put our bodies in the most pristine state possible to do its job. All right. So, so I guess I'll leave it at that, man. I think it's a choice everybody has to make for themselves. Like, if you're not a kid, if this kid is not your kid, you can only make the choice for yourself and your kid. Your offspring. Other than that, you have no right to tell people whether they should get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. Greater good my ass. Alright? Because nobody knows. It affects everybody differently. Some people bet off. Some people may want to, take their chances getting disease or building up their immunity. So, I mean, you know what I mean? If it's all about you, then what extremes, how many would you sacrifice to get, to protect you and yours? You know what I mean? So how we really looking at it? I say we stick to the natural way. That's me. Will people die? Hell yeah, but people die every day, B. People die every day. I already lost people to it. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. We all got an expiration date. You feel me? But hey, hope I ain't too extreme for you guys, man. That's just my thoughts on it, and it had to be said. You feel me? I swim with the sharks, baby. I swim with the sharks. It's a hard truth, man. We gotta start candy coating stuff, man. We living in tough times, man. Your boy Proclaim Truth gonna tell it to you straight, man. We can't be out here tiptoeing no more. We in some perilous times. Hey, I wish I could tell y'all something. I wish I, I mean, we still gonna thrive, you feel me? It's just some perilous time. And you should feel honored because your soul came into this realm for such a time as this. So your purpose may be aligned to something to this effect. Have you ever thought about that? Okay then. You have everything you need to succeed and to thrive. It's always been issues on this earth, man. Always. Everybody. Always been issues. Always will be issues. Like, we're gonna see this through. We're gonna see this. This ain't nothing new, man. It's been people living through cataclysms after cataclysms. Whatever, man. If this is our reset, whatever. We're gonna make it through. And then, our generations to come will tell tales of us. You know what I mean? But yeah. It's your boy Proclaim Truth, man. Hope y'all like this video. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Y'all like this, let me know, man. I'll drop some more content like this. Thinking about getting a Patreon because I really have to, tiptoe on topics like this, but there's plenty of topics like this I could talk about. But I know if I say too much, like, hell, this video might even get taken down. But I don't care, man. I ain't here for the money. I'm here to get the information out. So yeah, we'll see, man. It's your boy Proclaim Truth. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We out.